My beloved child, congratulations. There is a reason these words have found you today, and it is not by accident. Before you scroll away, listen carefully. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. A powerful shift is taking place behind the scenes, and the timing of this message is more important than you realize. For so long, you have been carrying questions in your heart, wondering when things would finally change, wondering when the breakthrough you have been waiting for would finally arrive. But what you are about to hear may change everything. Lately, it may have felt as though life has been asking you to be patient far longer than expected. You have watched opportunities come and go. You have seen doors close when you hoped they would open. You have faced moments of doubt that made you question whether your efforts were truly leading anywhere. Yet through it all, you kept moving forward. Even when your faith felt weak, you continued taking one more step. What happened next changed everything because the very season that felt like a delay was secretly preparing you for something much greater. My beloved child, there is a reason the words, "Your hand will open before it's too late," keep appearing around this message. Symbolically, your hand represents what you have been holding onto so tightly: fear, disappointment, regret, old wounds, and even dreams that seemed impossible. For a long time, you have carried these things with you, sometimes without even realizing how heavy they had become. But now a moment of release is approaching. A moment where what has been closed begins to open. Listen carefully. There is an opportunity, a blessing, a realization, or a connection that has been trying to reach you. Yet in order to receive it fully, something must first be released. This changes everything because you cannot hold on to yesterday and fully embrace tomorrow at the same time. The hand that has remained tightly closed out of fear is beginning to open through trust, growth, and understanding. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. Recent events in your life have not been random. The lessons, the challenges, and even the disappointments have been guiding you toward a powerful awakening. You are beginning to see situations differently. You are beginning to understand truths that once seemed hidden. And with every realization, the grip of fear becomes weaker. My beloved child, there was a time when you believed certain things would never change. Certain answers seemed out of reach. Certain dreams felt too distant. But the energy around you is shifting. New possibilities are entering your life. New paths are appearing where there once seemed to be none. The very things you feared were ending may actually be creating space for something better to arrive. What happened next changed everything. You started recognizing your own strength. You began seeing how much you have grown through every challenge you faced. The person you are today is not the same person you were when this journey began. You are wiser, stronger, more resilient. And because of that growth, you are finally ready for what is coming next. My beloved child, do not ignore the opportunities that appear before you in the coming days and weeks. Some may arrive in unexpected forms. Some may look smaller than you imagined. Some may require courage to accept. But pay attention. The breakthrough you have been waiting for may not arrive exactly the way you expected it to. Sometimes blessings enter quietly before they transform everything. There is also a message here about forgiveness. A closed hand cannot receive new gifts. A heart weighed down by old pain cannot fully welcome new joy. The release that is taking place within you is not weakness, it is freedom. Every time you choose healing over bitterness, hope over fear, and faith over doubt, you open yourself to possibilities that once seemed impossible. My beloved child, congratulations, because you are much closer to your breakthrough than you think. The waiting season is ending. The lessons are becoming clearer. The answers are moving closer. The hand that has been tightly closed is beginning to open, and with that opening comes new opportunities, new blessings, and a new chapter unlike anything you have experienced before. And here is the beautiful truth: it is not too late. It has never been too late. The dreams that matter most are still alive. The opportunities meant for you are still finding their way toward you. The future has not forgotten you. In fact, it has been preparing for your arrival all along. So walk forward with confidence, my beloved child. Release what no longer belongs in your hands. Trust what is unfolding around you. Because very soon, you will look back on this moment and realize that the day your hand finally opened was the day your life truly began to change for the better. My beloved child, there is something even more important you need to understand. The opening of your hand is not just about receiving a blessing, it is about becoming ready for it. For a long time, you believed the breakthrough would arrive first and the confidence would come later. But the truth is the opposite. The confidence, the trust, and the willingness to let go must come first. Only then can you fully recognize what has been waiting for you all along. Listen carefully. There are things happening behind the scenes that you cannot yet see. Conversations are unfolding. Circumstances are shifting. Paths that once seemed blocked are beginning to clear. You may wake up each day believing nothing has changed, but beneath the surface, movement is taking place. What happened next changed everything because the very situation that appeared stuck was quietly transforming in ways no one could have predicted. My beloved child, many people stop believing just before their breakthrough arrives. They become discouraged by delays. They become exhausted by waiting. They allow doubt to convince them that nothing will ever change. But you are being called to do something different. You are being asked to trust even when the evidence is incomplete. To keep moving even when the destination is not fully visible. This changes everything because faith often grows strongest during the moments when it is tested the most. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The hand that is opening represents more than release. It represents acceptance. Acceptance of new opportunities. Acceptance of unexpected blessings. Acceptance of a future that may look very different from the one you originally imagined. Sometimes the greatest gifts arrive in forms we never anticipated. Sometimes the answer to a prayer looks different than the picture we created in our minds. Recently, you may have felt a strange pull toward change. Perhaps certain relationships no longer feel the same. Perhaps certain goals are becoming more important while others are losing their significance. These shifts are not random. They are signs that you are entering a new season. A season where growth replaces stagnation. A season where clarity replaces confusion. A season where possibility replaces limitation. My beloved child, there is also something you must stop carrying. The fear of missed opportunities. The fear that you are running out of time. The fear that somehow you have fallen behind. Listen carefully. Your journey was never meant to look exactly like someone else's. The timing of your life is unique. The path you are walking has its own purpose. The opportunities meant for you have not passed you by. What happened next changed everything. You began realizing that every delay taught you something valuable. Every challenge strengthened you in ways success alone never could. Every setback revealed a lesson that would become useful later. Suddenly, the parts of your story that once felt unfair began making sense. Not because they were easy, but because they were necessary. Stay till the end because this message carries a promise: the chapter ahead will not resemble the chapter behind you. New doors are opening. New connections are forming. New ideas are taking root. The future that once seemed distant is moving closer with every passing day. You may not see the entire path yet, but you do not need to. You only need enough faith to take the next step. My beloved child, continue releasing what no longer belongs in your hands. Release the regrets. Release the disappointments. Release the belief that your best days are behind you. They are not. In fact, some of the most meaningful moments of your life are still waiting ahead. The opportunities meant for you are approaching. The blessings meant for you are preparing to arrive. The answers meant for you are drawing near. And here is the truth that changes everything: the opening of your hand is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning of a new one. A journey filled with growth, purpose, healing, and unexpected joy. Very soon, you will begin to see why certain things had to leave, why certain doors had to close, and why certain delays had to happen. Because what is coming next is greater than what you have been holding on to. And once you realize that, you will never look at your journey the same way again. My beloved child, what is coming next is the part of the story that most people never see while they are living through it. They see the waiting, the uncertainty, and the challenges, but they do not see the quiet preparation taking place behind the scenes. They do not see how every lesson is positioning them for a breakthrough. Listen carefully, because you are beginning to enter a season where the things you once prayed for start moving closer than ever before. For so long, you focused on what seemed to be missing. You wondered why certain opportunities did not arrive when you expected. You questioned why some doors remained closed despite your efforts. There were moments when you felt tempted to stop believing altogether. But what happened next changed everything. The very delays that frustrated you were creating the foundation for something stronger, something more lasting, and something better suited for your future. My beloved child, there is a reason this message keeps speaking about your hand opening. A closed hand can only hold what it already has. An open hand can receive something new. Right now, life is asking you to make room for what is trying to enter your journey. This may require releasing old fears, outdated expectations, and even certain plans that no longer align with the future being prepared for you. This changes everything because sometimes the greatest blessing is not what arrives. It is what finally leaves. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. There are people, opportunities, and experiences moving into alignment with your path. Some of them are already closer than you realize. You may notice unexpected invitations, surprising conversations, or moments that seem too perfectly timed to be accidental. Pay attention. The signs are becoming stronger because the season of preparation is slowly giving way to the season of manifestation. Recently, you may have felt a growing sense that change is approaching. Perhaps you cannot explain it. Perhaps there is no clear evidence yet. Yet something inside you knows that life is not going to remain the same much longer. That feeling is important. It is the quiet awareness that often appears before a major turning point. Trust it. Your intuition is recognizing movement before your eyes can see it. My beloved child, one of the greatest lessons you have learned is patience. Not the passive kind of patience that simply waits, but the active kind that continues believing, growing, and moving forward despite uncertainty. Every challenge strengthened this quality within you. Every delay refined it. And now, the patience that once felt like a burden is becoming one of your greatest strengths. What happened next changed everything. You started seeing yourself differently. Instead of viewing yourself as someone who was being denied opportunities, you began recognizing yourself as someone being prepared for them. Instead of seeing obstacles as proof that nothing was happening, you began understanding that they were shaping you into the person capable of handling what was coming next. Stay till the end because this message carries an important reminder: do not underestimate the progress you have already made. You are not where you were a year ago. You are not carrying the same mindset, the same fears, or the same limitations. Growth has been taking place, even during the seasons when it felt invisible. Every step forward matters, no matter how small it seemed at the time. My beloved child, the opening of your hand is also the opening of your perspective. You are beginning to see possibilities where you once saw obstacles. You are beginning to see opportunities where you once saw delays. Most importantly, you are beginning to see yourself through a lens of hope rather than fear. That shift alone has the power to transform everything. And now, you are approaching a moment where the results of your growth will begin to reveal themselves. The things you learned during the difficult seasons will become valuable. The strength you developed during the waiting seasons will become useful. The faith you held onto during uncertain seasons will finally make sense. Because very soon, you will realize that the opening of your hand was never just about receiving a blessing. It was about becoming the person ready to hold it. But the breakthrough that is approaching is even greater than you imagine, and what happens next will leave you amazed. My beloved child, the breakthrough that is approaching is closer than it has ever been before. Even if you cannot see it yet, even if the circumstances around you still look the same, something significant is shifting beneath the surface. The season you have been walking through is reaching a turning point. Listen carefully. The waiting, the lessons, and the preparation were never meant to last forever. They were leading you to this moment. For a long time, you have been carrying hopes that others could not see. Dreams that remained hidden in your heart. Goals that you continued believing in even when progress seemed slow. There were days when you felt strong and confident, and there were days when you questioned everything. Yet through it all, you kept moving forward. What happened next changed everything because the persistence you thought no one noticed was actually building a path toward your future. My beloved child, there is power in the person you have become. The challenges that once threatened to break you have instead strengthened you. The disappointments that once discouraged you have taught you wisdom. The setbacks that once seemed unfair have prepared you for opportunities you could not have handled before. This changes everything because you are no longer the same person who first began this journey. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. There are moments ahead that will remind you why you never gave up. Moments that will restore your confidence. Moments that will bring clarity to questions that have lingered for far too long. The answers may not arrive all at once, but they are coming. Piece by piece, the picture is becoming clearer. Recently, you may have noticed subtle signs that life is beginning to move again. Opportunities appearing where none existed before. New ideas entering your mind. Unexpected encouragement arriving at exactly the right moment. These are not accidents. They are reminders that the chapter of stagnation is ending. The chapter of growth is accelerating. My beloved child, there is also a lesson about trust hidden within this message. Trust does not mean understanding every detail. Trust means continuing forward even when you cannot see the entire path. You have already practiced this more than you realize. Every time you chose hope over fear, you strengthened your ability to trust. Every time you continued despite uncertainty, you demonstrated courage. What happened next changed everything. You began realizing that the breakthrough was not only about external blessings. It was also about internal transformation. The confidence you gained. The resilience you developed. The wisdom you acquired. These gifts are just as valuable as any opportunity that may appear before you. In many ways, they are the reason you are now ready for what is coming. Stay till the end because the message is becoming clearer. The hand that is opening is no longer opening reluctantly. It is opening willingly. You are becoming more receptive to new possibilities, more willing to embrace change, and more prepared to receive what life has been trying to place in your path. Fear is losing its grip. Doubt is losing its voice. Faith is becoming stronger. My beloved child, remember this. Some blessings arrive quietly before they change everything. They do not always announce themselves with great fanfare. Sometimes they begin as a conversation, an opportunity, a realization, or a single unexpected moment. But those small beginnings often become the turning points that transform entire lives. And now, you stand closer than ever to a new chapter. A chapter where effort begins producing visible results. A chapter where questions begin finding answers. A chapter where the things you once prayed for start moving from possibility into reality. The journey is not over, but it is changing. The breakthrough is not a distant dream, it is becoming a present reality. Because very soon, my beloved child, you will look back on this season and understand why every lesson was necessary. You will see how every delay protected you, how every challenge strengthened you, and how every moment of waiting prepared you. The hand that once struggled to let go is now ready to receive. And what is about to enter your life has the power to make all of it worthwhile. But the most beautiful part of the story is still waiting to be revealed. My beloved child, now we have reached the final chapter of this message, and it carries the beautiful ending your heart has been waiting to hear. If you have stayed with me until this moment, then know that these words are meant to bring you peace, hope, and confidence about the road ahead. The journey was never about what you lost. It was never about the doors that closed or the opportunities that seemed delayed. It was always about preparing you for something greater than you could see at the time. Throughout this season, you learned lessons that could not have been taught any other way. You discovered strength you never knew you possessed. You found courage during moments when fear tried to take control. You kept moving forward when it would have been easier to stop. And because of that, you are now standing at the beginning of a brand new chapter. What happened next changed everything because you finally realized that the waiting season was not holding you back, it was building you up. My beloved child, the hand that once held on to fear is now open to faith. The hand that once carried disappointment is now ready to receive joy. The hand that once struggled to let go is now prepared to welcome new blessings. This changes everything because the moment you release what no longer serves you is the moment you create space for what truly belongs in your life. The opportunities that are meant for you are finding their way toward you. The answers you have been searching for are becoming clearer. The peace you have been longing for is drawing closer. You do not need to force these things to happen. You do not need to chase them in fear. What is meant for you will arrive in the right way and at the right time. Trust that. Believe that. Stay till the end because this is the most important part. One day, you will look back on this chapter and see it differently. The delays that once frustrated you will make sense. The challenges that once exhausted you will reveal their purpose. The closed doors that once disappointed you will prove to have been protection. You will understand that life was not working against you, it was quietly working for you all along. My beloved child, the future ahead of you is brighter than you can currently imagine. New opportunities will appear. New relationships will grow. New experiences will bring joy into places that once felt empty. The dreams you thought were slipping away will either return in a better form or be replaced by something even greater. Nothing valuable has been lost. Everything is unfolding according to a plan larger than your present understanding. The most beautiful truth is this: it is not too late. It never was. You have not missed your chance. You have not fallen behind. You are exactly where you need to be for this moment in your journey. Every lesson, every challenge, and every victory has brought you here. And now, with an open hand and an open heart, you are ready for what comes next. So walk forward with confidence, my beloved child. Release the fear. Release the doubt. Release the need to control every outcome. Trust the path beneath your feet. Trust the growth within your heart. Trust the future that is unfolding before you. Because the chapter ahead is filled with hope, purpose, and blessings greater than anything you left behind. And in the end, you will realize that the moment your hand finally opened was the moment everything began to change. Not because life suddenly became perfect, but because you became ready to receive all the good that was waiting for you. The story ends with peace in your heart, gratitude in your spirit, and a future filled with promise. Congratulations, my beloved child. The best is not behind you, it is just beginning.